Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time to Nerd Fight!
Step into the ring, it's time to brawl. Nerd fights, baby, we're geeking for all. Marvel, DC, Trek, and more.
Fire.
Pop culture battles, settle the score. Nerd fights, let's get loud. Nerd fights, yeah, for the geeky crowd. Nerd fights, hey, it's time to throw down. Bring your fandom, it's the hottest showdown. Who's got the takes? Who's got the heat? Mr. Know-It-All and Salty can't be beat.
That means only one thing. It's time to fight.
Beat drops out with the final shot.
Nerd Fights.
Let's fight!
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Nerd Fights. I'm, of course, your host, Mr. Know-It-All, and joining me, as always, is the captain of this starship, SaltyTrekker. Sir, how are you?
Well, I'm grumpy.
Of course, it's the name, SaltyTrekker. You wouldn't,
Yes,
you wouldn't be you if you weren't.
But I'm extra salty today.
Extra salty.
Yes.
Oh man, I only wanted regular salt. I didn't want the salt.
No, you're getting extra salt today.
You have salt and vinegar.
Yeah, I am like in the saltiest full red salt mode. Like, we're talking Mediterranean sea salt.
Not even Himalayan. He's getting
we're talking about Salt Lake salty. Like, have you ever been to Salt Lake?
No, I have friends from there.
I've actually been there. It's actually literally.
Oh my god, you called it, by the way.
Yeah.
Salty's here.
I
early?
told you.
What madness is this?
Yes, I told him before. I said, "Why don't you go ahead and start the show?" And he's like, "Early." I said, "Yeah, people will freak out, So
And of course, Phoenix Gundam did not disappoint. Thank you, sir.
yes,
Oh, my gosh. Go ahead.
change sides. It drives me nuts. Oh, because why?
Oh, because we switched because our OCD. He's like,
Well, but you see,
better?
now you need to flip your screen then.
I know because I can't, so I'm not looking at you anymore.
Well, can't you reverse your screen?
I think I probably could if I cared that much. It's a good mess. Really? Can I do that? Can I? Did that do it?
Yeah, you did it. So now switch their positions.
All right, there you go.
Now
It's so
but I gotta
weird.
look. I gotta remember to look this way.
I don't even know who I'm pointing. What's funny is don't look at my screen because now it's gonna look like I'm reading in like some weird backward language.
Yeah. So I gotta.
Why does the Enterprise look fake?
So guys, do you like that setup for Mr. Know-It-All? Because I might do something similar with mine, and that way we'd be actually looking at each other.
It looks like we're looking. It gives us a podcast feel.
Right. But right now, I'm kind of looking straight at the camera while you're looking to the side. So
Well, that plus the room style air conditioning background sound effect is wonderful.
Well, yeah, turn that on. Sorry, some of us like to not die of heat exhaustion.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
So,
It's so much clear. Like, dude, it's like crystal clear now.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god, they really have good audio," except for that guy with the beard. Oh, which one now?
yeah, we both have beards.
That's right. Hey, what's going on, Robert? Robert Rose Jr. in the house.
And don't forget the best thing to come out of Columbus, Ohio, which is, of course, Mike Richards.
Hey, Mike
See, Mike?
Richards.
All right, so why am I super duper salty, you may ask?
Yeah, let's see. What's up, man?
Really, that's how you're going to ask?
Come on, brother. Show me what's up. Why are you so salty?
Okay. So
what salted you off, brother?
what salted me off? So me and the wife like to go see a movie practically every week.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And,
it's like you got the AMC deal,
right? And in fact, one thing that we like is AMC frequently puts on movies without telling you what it is. That's called Screen Unseen.
Yeah, totally.
Where you get to see a movie that you probably wouldn't have paid to see. But
those are actually really fun.
Can either be a pleasant surprise or wow, I'm glad I didn't pay for that. But you go to see movies, and you obviously every movie I see, I want it to be a good movie. I never root for the movie to fail. I'm not the Phantom Menace. I want movies to be good, and so it truly just hurts when you see a movie that you are expecting to be really good, made by a good director, got a solid cast, all the pieces are in the right place, and then you go see the movie, and it is absolute dog droppings. It's just this is a candidate for worst film of the year for me. And that is the
That's
new.
rough, man. That's saying a lot because this has a lot of stars in. This has some star power. Real quick,
Yes.
go through it. You got
Yeah.
DiCaprio,
Yeah,
which probably I would argue is the most high profile, even though technically Sean Penn's been around longer.
yeah, and then of course you have Sean Penn playing opposite him,
Yeah.
and you have Benicio del Toro.
Who's again masterful.
And all of the rest of the cast. I will say this: it's not the cast's fault because every single one of those actors brought their A game. And yes, it's a Paul Thomas Anderson film. It's called One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, Stan. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Stan said all the battles or something.
yeah.
It's
One battle after another.
Yes.
And all right, how do I describe this film? This film is a fetishist dream and an Antifa propaganda film. So
That's awesome.
yeah, every character.
And you don't mean that, by the way. You literally mean that more in a descriptive sense, not in a political sense. Like you're not sitting here like you're not attacking the as an epithet, so to speak. You're more like you're literally calling it out as the framework of what it is being presented.
Yes, this is. I'm not trying to
Right
be
on.
snarky, and there are some good things about the movie.
Sure.
But that is an accurate description of this film. You have two characters in the movie, Sean Penn and Leonardo DiCaprio's characters, are both fetishize black women. And for those of you that don't know what that is,
As
Yeah.
one does.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about this.
yeah, but I'm just saying it's one of those things where like there's nothing wrong with thinking that people
I mean,
are attracted.
yes, he did Boogie Nights.
Yeah.
Stanley.
I vaguely remember the end of Boogie Nights with the big prosthetic.
Oh, yeah, exactly. With the
So I think they used that same prosthetic on Sean Penn in this movie. So Sean Penn and Leonardo DiCaprio
Oh God.
both fetishize black women, and the black women fetishize power.
Trucker Viewer says, "Hi, Mr. Know-It-All and the commander of Section 31, SaltyTrekker."
That Trek Reviewer, that's a good way to get banned. I'm just
saying. Hey man, I gotta back him up though. That's
Yeah.
you are the commander of Section 31 until such time as you complete that review.
I think I think we're gonna have to.
That's
call
my
it
new hill to die on. That's my new hill to die on. You're gonna have to complete
Section
that review.
32. That's us.
You're gonna have to complete the review, man. You're gonna have to finish it. Everyone wants to see the end result.
Nobody wants to see that. Nobody
Everyone wants to see it.
All right.
They totally want to.
And so the movie opens up, and DiCaprio and I'm sorry, I can't remember the actress. It's the female that is this girlfriend or whatever. You see her in the trailers they don't really explain this. This is girlfriend or his wife or whatever, but they are terrorists of the Antifa variety. Antifa is never mentioned. And in fact, no political leader or political party or anything like that is mentioned. It's all just kind of implied through what you see, which is good. That's how you should do it. You don't need to say, well, those darn Republicans or something, because that's just a little too, yeah, exactly.
No, but I was taught if you start something, you finish it. You go put all that food on your plate, you better eat it. He put all that food on his plate. He has to eat it.
And I was taught, if at first you don't succeed, do something else.
No, man, try again. Get on there. It makes for better content. Trust me.
I'll try one of these years, but not right now. So they're basically instead of like a Black Lives Matter or something like that kind of movement, they're going around trying to free illegal immigrants from concentration camps. And I'm not.
So it's really relevant. So it's very relevant to today. What's happening today?
And so these illegal aliens are in concentration camps in the United States, and they go and they free them, and aren't they great? but then bad things happen because they're terrorists.
Because
And
bad things happen. Yeah, I
yeah,
got you.
and at that point in the movie, I was thinking, okay, so they're showing the consequences of their terrorist activities, right? But no, because the every law enforcement that's in the movie is definitely portrayed. Sean Penn is a psychopath, and he's like the main law enforcement guy.
Oh, I didn't catch that when you were telling me about it. I didn't catch that
Yeah,
part that he was the main. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
and so Sean Penn is the one that's actually kind of the enemy of this group, but he like. Okay, when I was joking about the prosthetic man parts
I think he
from
meant the worst movie, by the way, not necessarily the worst
the worst
thing.
theatrically released film.
There you go. There you go.
Actually, was Section 31 this year or last year? I don't even remember now. I don't,
Funny enough, I actually enjoyed that movie. I thought the Civil War movie was actually pretty good. Myself, I enjoyed it.
there was a Civil War movie that came out this year?
No, last year, the one with oh my gosh, what's her name? Who she played Mary Jane in the original Spider-Man movie, whatever her name is.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
Right? It's like we know who she
I
is.
can see her face because she's
Well,
in
anyways,
she's in
yeah,
that
it's
upcoming
her.
movie with Channing Tatum.
What is his name? Nick Offerman plays the president. It's really hilarious.
So, so the girl disappears after having a baby. DiCaprio takes the baby and takes on a new identity to try and get away from everything. And then they flash to 16
Kirsten
years.
Dunst.
Yeah,
Stanley, Kirsten Dunst. Thank you, Stanley.
Yeah, so then they flash to 16 years later. And let's see.
Dead Man Walking is probably Sean Penn's best movie and role, Robert Rose Jr. says.
Which one?
Dead Man Walking?
I would have to respectfully disagree. I think that I liked him best as in Falcon and the Snowman.
I've never heard of this.
You've never heard of the Falcon and the Snowman?
No, man.
It's one of Sean Penn's first films. And,
That's probably why.
and it is really good. And it's one of those based on a true story. And it's basically about
Really?
it's these two guys that accidentally start getting communiques from the Secret Service. And so it's kind of like, it's funny because this movie came out in the 80s, but it's almost like they were put into a group chat.
Dark Knight with us in spirit, been watching the whole time, dealing with the incompetence that
Hey,
work.
good to see you, Danny.
Feel you, sir. Totally feel you and understood.
And that can't be right.
What, Discount Tire? Incompetent? That sounds
No, I'm looking at the cast
Oh, you look at the cast? What are you looking at the cast of?
of One Battle After.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
And if I'm reading this correctly, man, it's hard to tell because her hair and everything was so different in the movie. But if that's her,
Hey, Danny, good to see you tonight, brother.
let me see. Who's this one?
Salty's just going on one of his rants about something. Don't worry, it's fine. You're not missing much.
Yeah. So yeah, the here's the funny
I'll
thing.
hold it down for you, sir. I promise.
So the actress that plays the 16-year-old version
Yeah,
of the character.
yeah,
All right, you ready for this?
yeah.
Born December 12th, 1970.
Wow.
That can't be right.
Where'd they find? She's an old
She
lady
looks
there.
way too good to be born in 1970.
Yeah, she's in her 50s. In her 50s, playing a 17-year-old.
That ain't possible. I mean, granted, I think,
I mean,
you know,
I think if Michael J. Fox hadn't been hit by Parkinson's, he'd still be playing young men.
maybe that's not her. I think that's a different character.
Just look at Jason Bateman.
Yeah, I think that's actually
decent.
Yeah, I can't find. I don't think that's her. I think that, but it's kind of funny because looking on the cast, all the black actresses, where there's a picture of them on IMDb, none of them are her. It looks like, which is really.
If Phoenix has a comment there. Some serious Dawson ass casting. Who weird. Funny enough, Phoenix, my wife and I were just talking about Dawson's Creek the other day. we're having this. We were talking about various different CW shows and stuff that were on and whatnot. And Dawson's came up, and we were like, "Yeah, man, you can't right. She's right. She knows."
Okay, so yeah, it's a different actress, someone named Chase Infinity. I'm assuming this is like her first movie.
That sounds like a fake name.
Yeah, it sounds like a adult film star name kind of thing.
Chase Infinity. You're like,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah.
And of course, Phoenix still holding it down for Raised by Wolves season 1. Way to go, sir. Way to go.
Raised by Wolves.
Gonzo will be giving us a full report soon. He recently, because he finally got into Rings of Power. He said season 1 took him the longest to get through. He's actually season 2. He's episode 2 of season 2, and he goes, he's actually getting into it right now.
Right.
And I was
So,
like, oh, that's wonderful.
So yeah, Chase, the 16-year-old, is 25. I knew
Wow.
she was older than 16. The second they said 16 years later and they show her face, I'm like, yeah,
Either mine or Salty's, but mostly just stick with Salty's. It's fine.
yeah, because I'm
Go
public.
to you go to. You're good. It's fine. I'm
But
very
it
happy
doesn't look
to
like
just you guys
you're
give me a thumbs up.
broadcasting on mine right now because you didn't include it. You
No, I'm
jerk.
broadcasting on. I did on salt on whatever salt and pepper.
Right, but that one
Do
can't.
you want me to include the other? Oh, I didn't know that. I'll set
Yeah,
it up
that-
right next time.
Yeah, you got to put it on the other one in order for me to
My
get.
mistake.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
I will make sure it gets done next time.
You
Sorry.
can give me them super chats the next time I'm on the other channel, Danny.
I will happily take them anyway. Just
Or just
you know.
send me cash, or whatever you feel like. So the so yeah, so these Antifa rejects, they try to build a new life, and
As one does.
yes, and I'm not even talking about the whole scene with the prosthetic boner in Sean Penn's pants. I mean, that's an entire thing in the early part of this movie, or the fact that he likes to touch himself while watching them in surveillance vans,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
or the fact that she does forced relations on him with a firearm being penetrating.
Okay. Yeah,
him.
we get it. We get it. Yeah, we get it. We get it. We get it. We get it.
Um,
All right, we're good.
but the good thing
You
is
realize
she's doing
that,
reach around at the same time.
By the
so-
way, none of this was on the docket. This man just dove into whatever this is.
Yeah.
This
well, I'm just
movie is.
letting you know how my day was.
Yeah, we're
and-
good. We're good.
yeah,
I think I'm going
so-
to I retract the question on behalf of the entire audience.
Yeah. So then they go through,
24.
they go through this whole stupid drama thing, which, by the way, included one of the most well shot car chases in history. Shut up. And then the big thing at the end where you're going, where you're going to finally what's the big heroic moment at the end? The girl decides to become a terrorist, and everybody's like, "Oh, isn't that great?"
Mr. Know-It-All, the show was going so good. When did it go downhill? I don't know. Like 2 minutes in, Salty started talking about this movie. No clue why our viewership knows.
And no, Phoenix, Sean Penn doesn't. Well, yeah. Well, it's the movie is just disgusting. It really is. This movie is everything that the fandom menace thinks that Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff are. It is just leftist wokeness from beginning to end with no clear point whatsoever.
Dude, that alone, this video is going to do great now.
Yeah.
Just that statement alone, it's going to do great.
Yeah. And that's the thing, Phoenix. I know it sounds like a Skinamax film, but this was.
Oh, I've already heard Oscar contention for this and the punching machine. So I'm dead serious. I've heard people saying. I guarantee this gets nominated for something.
Okay,
It's so brave.
I will
It's so
say this.
wonderful. It's all this stuff. It's like whatever.
Like the actors all brought their A game. They were all very convincing in their roles. So if you want to say they did a great job acting in this crap, they did. And it looks like you got $5 because Danny hates me.
This is always supposed to be for Salty, but much like you left me out of the credits, you conveniently forgot to set up Salty super chats, right?
Yeah, you see, that's the thing.
yeah,
Mr.
that's
Know-It-All. Yeah, Mr. Know-It-All is like one of these crazy Antifa people.
What? Hardly.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I was watching the movie, and it seemed like they had more in common with you than me. So,
Oh, is that right? Is that right?
yeah. Well, for one thing,
Apparently,
there are only 2 white people in the entire movie,
There you
One of them is an evil psychopath, and the other one is completely and utterly incompetent. So
go. All
that's
right. So, what else? What, any of our next topics we'd like to talk about?
sure.
Which way you
Well,
want to
okay.
go?
I went on that big old ramble, so why don't you ramble about that crappy show that I keep forgetting to watch?
Peacemaker. Is that what you want to talk about?
Well,
I
you
think
can
it's a
tell
good.
me about it. I don't know what happened, so yeah, fill me in.
All right. Let's talk about us some Peacemaker.
Yeah, I'm looking.
So okay, so on Peacemaker, this episode, those of you who've seen it, I'm gonna spoil, man. So hopefully you guys will pay attention. I am spoiling this thing. We get the reveal, man. The big reveal. If you don't want to be here, get out because we are again big reveal spoiling this thing. They're definitely on a Nazi world. Oh yeah, hands down, they're on a Nazi
See,
planet.
I was being very careful not to say the R word, but you said the N word.
Is that bad?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, that's
I
one of
thought
those.
it was
That's one of those words you're not supposed to say. Remember, you can say Californians in place of that.
right on. And that one gets the big. You get a big message on the screen for that.
Yeah. So Danny accidentally gave $5. So what does he do? He sends another 5 because
That's
he
what you
hates.
do. No, totally.
Yeah. So okay, so he's in a California planet.
Yes.
Yes. Much like the California planet from Star Trek, the original series.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But no, it's so it's incredible. He's actually seen. Oh, there you go. See, Danny, we should be totally talking to you about it. Which I everybody Smacker would love to discuss it. Absolutely, dude. No, for sure. The the team goes back over to get him, and when they get over there, it's so tension building because the whole time I'm concerned. I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna happen. He's gonna actually end up like the whole. And sure enough, it does. So by the end of this, Adebayo is being chased by a mob. Unbelievable. And I was just like, wow, I don't even know what to say about that. Peacemaker himself is facing both Harcourt and Harcourt. And the Harcourt from, I will say this, we got some of the strongest character beats from that character, the Jennifer Holland's character of Harcourt, the one from the normal world, Harcourt 1, we'll call her. And she does some really good acting in this. At least I thought it was good acting. And I was impressed. I was really impressed by the way the story. Yeah, exactly. OG Harcourt. And so yeah, I thought the story really went really good. It worked on a level that I wasn't really expecting it to work because while they're there's several different conversations happening, and I really appreciate that. Yeah, no, Peacemaker's completely oblivious, and they even mentioned that at one point. Thank you, Stan. For where he's like he looks at the American flag and it's not the blue, has the little thing on it, the symbol, and she looks at him and she goes, and this is your perfect dimension or something like that. It's great. I was like, oh man. And yeah, man, it's so we're gonna see what happens next week. Economos is a big wuss, dude. God, Economos is such a wuss. I love Archer, by the way. Archer's amazing.
The funny thing about Archer is, you remember the name of the organization Archer works for?
Oh yeah, totally. Which I remember thinking back then. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
That,
And then they changed it as soon as ISIS became a thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And so
I love it. But
I remember in the first episode of Archer, after the whole ISIS thing happened, they show the Archer's mom is sitting there talking to someone on the phone, and you see a couple of guys behind her rolling the ISIS sign out the door.
oh my gosh, that's hilarious! I didn't realize that.
Yes.
That's great.
So
Yeah, we really didn't hear much more about that name afterwards, too. Right after that.
no, they never mentioned it again. Yeah,
That's hilarious. Oh
but then Archer went weird with a couple of seasons where they were like, Archer in as a Western and Archer in space, and I didn't care for that as much. I like the first couple of seasons of Archer.
You're absolutely right. It Rick Flag decides he needs help finding this dimension thing because they got away. And so who does he go to? He goes to Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is the big cameo scene for this. Everyone's talking about somebody from Superman. It's Lex Luthor. And if you listen to the podcast, Peacemaker podcast, James Gunn talked about the fact that he actually filmed that while they were filming Superman. They were like, you got a minute or so. They rebuilt just that Belle Reve visitors box, and then had him and dude come over, and they shot that scene, and it was like, that's pretty interesting, like the way the timing of things works. So yeah, I love it. I always
So
love
was
that.
Lex Luthor, he was like doing a Skype call kind of thing?
No, it was in the jail. He what's his name, went to see him. He walks in. Nicholas Holt sat down, most expensive guy on the movie in the budget. So yeah, man. But it's crazy. So he was the big cameo, and now apparently they have a solution to solve their problem, which we'll find out, I assume, next week.
Does Peacemaker have any powers?
No, he's just he's a vigilante, more or less.
Okay.
But other than the fact he's got and he wears a costume, so he's a costumed vigilante.
What
With
if
a part
he
named vigilante.
powers?
What was that?
I saw in one of the things he says that his helmets have powers.
Oh yeah, his helmets. Yeah, they've all been built with certain abilities. He's got one that's anti-gravity. He's got the big boom one that blew up the barn house yesterday in last week's episode. So yeah. Yeah, Dork Knight said the Luthor cameo was cool, but as soon as he said the prison's name on the phone, he knew he was seeing Luthor. Yeah, I wasn't sure because there's been a couple of different. They've implied several different characters, so I'm glad it was him. I really am.
So you like Lex Luthor, you like the California planet, so you're just into that kind of stuff.
I think the way they portrayed it, especially because at one point Keith, his brother in the other world, is driving Harcourt because he doesn't know that it's the wrong one to Argus, and she's like looking around, and she starts to have this weird eye, like what's going on? Something's weird. And then she later on says, and this is the part that felt super contrived, because at one point she says to Peacemaker, she's like, "Have you ever noticed that I haven't seen a single person of color?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, sweetie. I'd be like, where are the black folks at?
Right.
We're all the Spanish people. Where's the Chinese people? Like, what's going on? Who in the world sits here and goes, we're all the people of color?" That just felt so disingenuous to me. Like,
Well,
I got what they were going for, but that was the one time that I'm like, James, you're better than this. Why are you having her spell it out? Like, literally spell it out for us. We understand.
The only time I use the term people of color is if I'm intentionally talking about multiple racial groups in a particular set. So, if I say, hey, it's X-Men, but without all the people of color. Why? Because there's multiple, like there's X-Men from Japan and X-Men from Africa and X-Men from, they're from all over the place.
Clearly.
But I would not say, hey, where are all the people of color?
Yeah, it was such a weird. It's almost like that one colonizer line from Strange New Worlds last season. Where it was like, what a weird line to throw. It just felt odd. It just felt very out of place for me.
It seems like you would like, especially when you're around people, like for example, if I was with my wife and we were somewhere, like say we walked into a church we'd never been to before, and you see nothing but white people, right? And which isn't that all that uncommon, just saying. And so then I would one of us would probably nudge.
There you go, Stan. Where the brothers be? Where the brothers at? What's going on?
One of us would probably nudge the other and say, "It seems a little salty in here."
Or that's funny.
And there's no pepper.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And or that's funny. That's like that line from "Where the white women at?"
Yeah.
It's like,
and then the opposite. If we walk into a black church, you say, "It seems like there's none but pepper in here," So that's kind of how we do it. That's our euphemism.
That's awesome. Dork Knight goes, "I thought the same thing. I straight up honestly asked out loud to my girlfriend a few episodes ago. Where are all the black people?"
Yeah.
Right? Bro, I'm serious. So she says it to him, and right then is when they're doing the back and forth, because Vigilante he gets to meet his alternative, who's, by the way, exactly like him, just as crazy, except that he's part of the Sons of Liberty underground that is resisting the regime, the establishment.
Yeah.
And so that's the difference in the one universe, but they're literally two vigilantes identical. It's kind of hilarious. But it's like, here you go. You get tuned
if he's fighting against the regime, why is he so popular?
Who?
Other Peacemaker. Or are we
No,
talking about?
vigilante. No. Our vigilante said Peacemaker's his best friend. This vigilante was like, Peacemaker's my mortal enemy.
Oh, Vigilante, the character. See, the
Yeah.
problem is like there's a character called Vigilante, which, by the way, I do have Vigilante #1 around here somewhere.
Really?
But yeah, but there's the character Vigilante, and then there's the term Vigilante. I hate when characters' superhero names are just a verb or a adjective. You know. You okay there?
Note all screens were flipped. It would look like he's talking to you. I know. Trust me. I know. That's why we did that.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
So,
But somebody's OCD would not allow them to see us on separate opposite sides of the screen. So this is us accommodating the audience.
yeah. So, Danny, you're gonna have to we're gonna have to figure out a way when you come back to arrange all of us so that it looks like we're in one room. That's gonna be the challenge.
He can be at the top, and he has to always be looking down.
Yeah.
So whenever you talk to us, you have to be looking like this the whole time. Okay, just so you know that.
Yeah, he'll just have to make sure the microphone is really low below him, so he has to bend down to look at it.
No, totally.
Um,
Oh my god. Oh yeah. Also the flip. Flip my screen? Oh,
he
I
did
will.
flip his screen.
No, I flipped it again. I think you mean
It looks like he's looking at me right now.
Yeah. Flip your screen. Challenge accepted.
I don't understand why the. Oh, Jason commented on one of your videos. That's cool.
Do I know him?
Jason, no, you've never met him, but Jason is the one guy that used to host with me and Danny.
Oh, cool.
Haven't talked to him in a while. Hope he's doing well.
Well, thanks, Jason.
Yeah. So
every now and again, the exes like to see who the new boyfriend is.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as I know, Jason is not coming back. He hasn't reached out to me anyway. He has my information. So,
Stanley's like, it's a reunion. The Dork Knight, and I saw Jason commented in Mr. Know-It-All's video. He's like, what's happening here? It's the.
I'm looking forward to when we can get Danny on here. That'll be fun.
No, for real. I agree. I do agree with that. You froze up.
All right. So, Peacemaker, thumbs up, thumbs down. What did you think?
I liked it. No, thumbs up for sure. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought this episode was powerful. I thought it was exactly what I wanted, and I can't wait to see. I'm ready to see now this. It's got to be insanity. It has to be insanity, but I know it's gonna. I feel like it's gonna be tasteful though. I think it's gonna be tasteful. By the way, you're frozen.
No, I'm not.
There you go. Now you're back. Salty, you're.
I just wasn't moving.
Right on.
It's not like I.
So you sat there with your mouth open, just like that. I stop it. I know you're froze now. I know you like you're sitting there. Stop it. Stop. You're just being silly. I'm not even playing your game anymore. It's such a dork.
All right.
Fortnite said, "Oh, sweet, I love that guy. We chatted a little not too long ago. See, oh, it's a concentrated effort."
Let's see. What is this, Danny?
What is happening? What is happening right now?
Danny sent me something. I'm not sure why.
Because the show is on, so of course he's going to. What's going on?
It's
all right.
It's a screenshot of like the live stream. I'm assuming it's your channel, and he is the only person who's commented
On my channel?
Yeah, assuming that is
your
channel.
Yeah, is it in this thread?
Well, yeah, it's all the stuff he said. It's just that all the stuff other people have said is not there because most people are smart and go to the Nerdfights channel.
It's true, but we tell everybody to go to the Nerdfights channel to have a conversation. Of course, I can always start commenting, like, hang on.
But anyway, so yeah, so you thought it was good, fun to watch, wholesome entertainment, good for the kids.
Totally.
Yeah.
Almost as good as, say, Alien Earth, which, by the way, I did love and finish. Not love, rather. I did not love. I thought it was actually kind of a mediocre ending, to be honest.
Okay, so Alien Earth. What happens when you have a really, really great show that forgets to write an ending?
No kidding. No, for real. I don't know. And then, and you wonder, because it feels like the show is so good.
Mhm.
So
I
good.
think
And then all of a sudden you get to this weird, they slam into a brick wall of events. And I'm like, what's
I
going
think
on?
it's something that I would call franchise-itis, because they know they got to do another season.
Right.
So that way they make sure that they can't resolve any of the big things, or else they won't have anything to do next season.
Oh,
So the whole season just ends up being a setup for the next season. And the problem is the next season, they need to decide if they're going to resolve anything or try to push it to a season three, you know? And so,
I don't know, man. I feel like they can pull something out. I don't know. I feel like they could definitely pull something out. But if they do, it's going to be like last season. It's going to be an ending that literally hits the ending and it's the end. You don't get not one of those resolution endings. Like we didn't know anything going into this season about what had happened after last season. Then we
right.
find out that they fill in those gaps. It'll be like that. They'll reach an ending and it'll be an end. And
Right.
that's it.
Well, and that's kind of what I prefer. Like, if you look at Strange New Worlds, I don't mind the occasional cliffhanger, but I prefer
Stanley's,
that
sure.
you don't leave like the big questions unanswered. You know,
Eric Sunder says we're in a Star Trek drought, and Stanley, to which Stanley responds, "Don't worry, we'll get Academy soon enough."
Stan, you're banned.
That's all it takes. Good lord.
Yeah, well, I have a sinking suspicion that Academy is just going to be like Section 31.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be that bad.
I feel like
I
they've
hope,
put way more money into this.
I hope it's not
Way
bad,
more.
but it looks like it's going to be bad.
Again, it feels like they put way more money into this, though, and I feel like they, at least by virtue of maybe can they at least spend their way out of it? I mean, I know Discovery tried to do that a little bit, but I don't know.
See, well, the problem is they need a concept that works. Like Strange New Worlds works conceptually, regardless of whether you think the individual episodes are good. As a concept, Strange New Worlds is a throwback to classic Trek.
Okay, agreed. And I feel like I feel like somebody in the creative room was like, "Let's do this. Let's gonna have Starfleet Academy. It's gonna be great." And nobody realizes the only way to make that good is if you do what the end of Prodigy had done and find a way to get these kids on a starship doing adventures. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Starfleet the college years. Like,
Right.
and there's no way you can make that interesting.
Oh, were
Other
there any
than trying
new
to appeal
episodes of Star
to,
Trek Babies? I forgot to look.
I didn't see, and I wasn't even looking.
We probably should have watched that if there was.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Because, oh, come on, man. It was the exact same script 3 times in a row. You can't get any better than that.
Next season's Muppet episode, yeah.
Is it really, though? Or is that just a joke?
Yeah, no, Jim Henson has been. I happen to know for a fact, Henson Workshop has been working on these. They partnered with them.
Really?
Yep.
That's
At
weird.
least they're going to be quality.
Well, I don't know. We've seen the picture already. Actually, it looks like Sesame Street type Muppets.
Sure.
At least the Captain Pike one. That's the only one we've seen.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make everybody animals or anything. I think they're going to be Muppets,
Right.
more or less.
But they should. We should see a Muppet Targ. You know, and you know, we should have a Muppet version of that stupid dog from the. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting the name of the episode, but the one where Sulu was trapped on the planet that was freezing.
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
enemy within. The enemy within. But
Stanley says Anson Mount donated his real hair.
yeah, you know what? He's such a pro. I bet he would do that.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Grow it out during, you know, because he probably gets a haircut when they're done shooting for the season, and then
Sure.
just lets it grow until the
Well,
next.
because the whole time the hair and makeup is doing it.
Right.
The whole time hair and makeup is making sure that it's identical to what it's supposed to be, the right length, everything. They're more than just hairdressers. Like they're part continuity people.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh no, this is how your haircut looked yesterday. We have to make it exactly that.
Phoenix, I want a plushie of that dog with antenna things. I want that.
You're hilarious.
Or better yet, a Halloween costume that you could put on your little dog.
Oh my god, stop it! So
Because
those
my
little
wife's
walking around ones.
Yeah, my wife's little Pomeranian would look perfect with that.
We're trying to find a costume. I have the Superman suit for my dog, but like the cape and the whole thing. So we're thinking about probably doing that. But I would love to do one of those where it looks like a little person running at you. Whether it's an Ewok or Chucky or something for Halloween, that'd be awesome. That'd be
In
hilarious.
fact, I'm gonna have to talk to my wife about this. We should
Daniel
figure out.
Stenson, I liked it also. By the way, I liked Prodigy as well.
You like
He didn't because Salty's an old curmudgeon, so that's why he didn't like it.
yes, because I'm a curmudgeon. That's why I didn't like it.
That's exactly why.
Yeah, whatever.
Notice he didn't say it's not. He simply was like, whatever.
Well, I am a curmudgeon, but that's not
Whatever is not a denying fact. Whatever is not a defense.
fine. The reason I didn't like Prodigy was that, except for when Janeway was on screen, it didn't feel like Star Trek.
Because you are speciesist.
And that is also true, Stan. I'm still struggling with this. I don't want to hate people, but I truly hate Will Wheaton. And it is.
No, Eric, I know. She did. It was great. Good times.
Yeah. And Danny, of course, has the hots for her. Did you know that?
There it is. Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever finished watching Prodigy because that's what we were in the midst of reviewing when I finally had to check out to work on myself. Am I remembering? You are remembering that correctly, and we did not finish either. So don't worry, you're good.
Yeah, because it sucks.
It does not suck. It's actually very good. It ended really well, and I thought it pulled a lot of things together, especially because in the very last episode, there's this direct connection to Picard, which isn't so much the connection to Picard I cared about. It's the continuity factor that I was like, oh, look, Star Wars does still fit together somewhere. Even if it's not exactly the way we're supposed to, I get this event looks like it connects to that other event. Yay! Like that for me was the
Right.
oh god.
So how do we get on this when we were talking about Alien?
It's a good question.
Yeah,
Alien Earth, baby, Alien Earth, because that's how good the ending was. No, the ending was.
I actually, the funny thing is, I thought it was a good episode.
I couldn't even pull myself to give it the default 7. I gave it a 6.5.
Yeah.
It was that bad.
But yeah, I thought it was a good, solid episode. It just wasn't a good ending. I actually enjoyed all the stuff that we learned in this episode. I was really excited to see the eyeball finally get into a human host. But
and then we don't get anything.
Yeah, but then we don't find out. That's wait till next season, guys. Now the robot children are going to take over the world, and that seems. Oh, but wait till next season, guys. So. And they have a pet alien, which we got to wait till next season, guys.
Oh my god! Not only pet alien, and the baby pet alien.
Yes,
because if you notice, so she's controlling now like a clan or a group or whatever you want to call it.
Well, she's like imprinted as a queen, I think.
Well, and the whole thing ends literally with Curly being like, "So what's next?" And Wendy's like, "Next we rule." What does that even mean? What does that even mean? That's really dramatic? No, you don't get to be dramatic when you give me a crappy ending.
Right.
Okay.
It's not like they have an army.
This show has been so powerful all season. And for them to just screw the pooch like that, I was totally upset by it.
Well, and now we find out she can control synths, which is scary,
Well, no, only the ones that were on the network, that were part of the actual network that he had.
Right, but all she has to do is be able to infiltrate other networks. And, like, if she can get in the Weyland-Yutani network, oh, man.
Absolutely. And, yeah, no, it is, yeah, they're coming to level. That's what I'm thinking. I said with the minute the one burst out of Dude, I was like, so they have to level the island. They have to nuke the island. That's the only hope they have of this story not bleeding into other world places or whatever.
Right.
So,
yeah, it was a good, solid episode, but the ending really...
Hey, by the way, Danny just sent me a picture. It's a screenshot, and it shows that my screen is flipped weird. Dude, on everything else, I have already flipped it.
Danny, it's your fault.
Yeah, I swear. I've already flipped the screen. I swear to you, bro. I flipped it.
Yeah.
I already did.
Everybody else sees him flipped. You're the only one that doesn't. And what does that tell you? You're crazy.
Stop it. Be nice.
I'm sorry. Doesn't mean you're crazy. It means...
By the way, Danny, I want you to know, I will look out, sir. We don't do none of that bullying nonsense anymore. We don't let the big bully get us, okay? I got you.
Yeah, we'll see. So yeah, how would you rate the series?
No, hold on. No, they were not. Hold on, Stanley. Like the end of Matrix. No, sir. Okay, that movie does not. No, the music. I can see your point. I was gonna say the ending is not at all like the Matrix. The ending's horrible.
You
It's the
talking about the
music you're
first
talking about.
Matrix?
He's talking about the music, how it ended with that rock and roll note or whatever. That
Oh
whole
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
I
My
get it,
wife
I get
actually
it.
said, "Hey, at least they got good music this episode."
Yeah, no, and I know, Danny, again with the window. I know, but I'm telling you, on everybody else's monitor, it looks the way we see it, flipped, not like you see it.
Send him a
I can't help it.
screenshot back of what it
It
really
should be
looks.
like, it should be like, look, bro, this is what everybody else sees. Okay, but yeah.
Danny, I'm gonna let's see, plus camera. Oh, by the way, I'm gonna have such a cool little short coming up soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're gonna love it. It's only gonna be like 15 seconds long, but it's gonna be hilarious. Oh, by the way, I timed it. Speaking of 15 seconds, the stupid what's her name? The Australian chick that used to be married to Tom Cruise.
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, Nicole Kidman. The Nicole Kidman intro of AMC has been reduced to 15 seconds.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I didn't pay attention to what she said. It's just as soon as she popped up, I was like, one 1,000.
He's like, I wasn't paying attention to anything she said. I
Yeah.
mean,
No.
who listens to Nicole Kidman when she tells you stuff?
Well, I mean, she's just like, and
Why you mean when she says crying in a place like this feels right?
yeah.
She's hilarious.
It
She's so
almost
funny.
feels like tragedy feels good because in this place, it does.
So, Robert, this is actually a question I think I've seen J. Michael Straczynski answer before. Why was there so little merch for Babylon 5? At the end of the day, they were so hyper focused on making a show and trying to not get it canceled. They weren't. The last thing he was worried about was merchandising, and the studios didn't know that this was going to be anything. So that's why they weren't keen on. He answered this on X.
And they couldn't really figure out a way to make computer animated toys.
Or at the very least, toys that reflected how crappy the computer animation looked.
Yeah.
Even the toys looked good. No, I'm kidding. Oh my god, Babylon 5 is the best. I've already talked. In my heart, I'm thinking about taking AI and seeing if I could just take the visual effects scenes and remake them.
Oh, that's
Like
interesting.
go frame by frame, take the frame, ask something at ChatGPT or wherever to extrapolate it out to be realistic, and then take it back and animate it as best I can because the scenes weren't long. So if there was something I could get at, like the visual effects scenes were used very sparingly, I could probably get away with doing a few of these and replace the episode entirely with visual. Only need to do visual because the rest of it, sound effect wise, can be what it is. You know.
So
I'm
just so you know, I'm looking at the stream on Salty Plus and on Nerdfights, and yeah, you are facing the wrong way.
well, there you go.
So Danny's not entirely crazy. He just broke it.
He just broke it. Oh,
okay. Now you froze yourself as you flipped. Good job, dummy. So I'll wait for him to figure out what the heck he did, and so we'll see if he can recover from all that. Meanwhile, what Mr. Know-It-All wanted me to say was that he officially hated everything about Peacemaker. He thinks it's the worst show ever made, and that he really liked One Battle After Another. He thinks that it is one of the best movies ever. So just so you're aware, that's Mr. Know-It-All's real opinion on things. And as you can see, he keeps popping in and out because he's broken his computer. And Danny, it's not your fault. It's Mr. Know-It-All's fault. The guy doesn't know how to, turn on his computer. His wife has to come down and help him because, he's living in the bizarro version of the One Battle After Another world, where only white people can be competent.
are you there?
No.
No, you're not. It's just a
Yeah.
dork. There you go.
All right. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know. I was just explaining your real position on things while you were.
Yeah, I'm sure. Everything that guy said is BS right there.
Oh, so when I said what a great guy you were, that was
I used
BS.
to have that clip. Oh my gosh, that's the worst kind. I wouldn't lie to people like that. What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, why are you doing it?
Um, Mike wants to know, could zombie solve by having one window above the other? Well, no, because then one of us would have to look down, and the other would have to look up, and
I'd be like this the whole time.
yeah.
Like,
So I like the looking at each other concept. We just have to decide, like, if that's the angle he's going to be, then I need to make mine at the opposite angle so that.
so this is the only angle I can be, because you notice there's a wall right here. I can't move the camera any differently, and this desk doesn't shift anymore. This is the cornermost point part of my desk. If I were to do a 360, it would swing around to the podcast desk and then to the other one, which is the main studio. So literally, there's only one other corner I haven't used, which is the one to the sofa, which I may end up doing something with eventually. So yeah, are you gonna try to? You're gonna try to situate yourself. Careful, don't turn yourself off. Now, see, we all keep messing with ourselves, and it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
He did mirror his image, Danny, and that didn't work.
Okay.
So yeah.
No. So the reason I just froze is there is a setting. It says flip your video, and then it shows up underneath it. Flip your video on the live stream,
Oh, so you didn't do that.
and that's what I tried to do, and it froze me up, and I was like, oh, never mind. So I had to log in, and log out.
And yes, I could definitely do that if I wanted to, but I'm not going to because I think their hair is stupid.
What are you talking about? The Centauri? Should I show you my Centauri look? I sent it to you, didn't I? I sent you a picture one morning.
I mean, I would be definitely like, that's a lot of hair, so.
It is a lot of hair.
I don't know what you would use to actually make your hair stand like that.
No, for real. I don't know either. I don't know either.
Yeah. I mean, at least nothing that I know of that you would ever come out of your hair. Like you can use glue, but then it's permanent, and the only way to change your hairstyle is to cut it off.
All right, look, before we get too deep, let's go to the next thing. Want to talk about Marvel Zombies?
Sure.
It was such trash. I didn't like it at all. It was entertaining for what it was. I didn't give it much. It's just one, they hung it around the Young Avengers people, which I don't care about. It has nothing to do with the fact that they were the leads. They've just done a horrible job of making me care about those characters in the least. So why would I care about them? Like, what's the point?
And Mr. Noda, you ignorant slut. You're just wrong. I mean, because first of all, I love the. Okay, so when the first episode starts and we see the trio of Ironheart, Kate Bishop, and Kamala Khan. Of the three, the only one I care about is Khan. I liked Miss Marvel the series, and I liked her in the Marvels. So
yes, it was.
Yeah, it was only 4 episodes, which really sucks because it should have been longer. Because we'll get to that in a minute. So of those 3, is it Kamala Khan is the only character that I actually cared about, and what happens? The other 2 get eviscerated.
Oh, bro, it's rough. Victor's huge, by the way. Victor says, would it have been better as just another episode of What If?
No. I think there's too much story here for What If.
But hold on, you're right. That's my problem. There's too much story. They don't use any of it.
Right.
Like
even with what they do use, that's way too much to put into a What If. Unless an entire season of What If, the only thing you could do is
I thought people were sick of zombies. Yeah, they were. But remember, Marvel Zombies came out a few years back, and before What If, and then eventually What If. They're just really late to the party at this point.
Yeah. And I'm not a big fan of how they did What If. I think What If could have been a better show. But I liked Marvel Zombies up until the last episode. Because
really?
Yeah, I did. I was actually enjoying it. I liked the fact that they really established, especially in episode 1, where they killed 2/3 of the uber powerful young girl team. And you're like, oh, crap, I guess anybody can die in this. And of course, by the end, they kill everybody. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people.
Yeah.
But they also do some things like Thor, I think, was better in this than we've seen him since Ragnarok. You know,
Okay, sure.
I honestly, I thought this was.
Controversial take.
I don't think it's that controversial.
Okay.
Because I mean,
I
look,
don't disagree with you per se, but I just know I haven't heard a lot of people say that. But go on.
right. Well, that's because a lot of people are dumb. Uh, but Ragnarok, I think, was good Thor. This, if this were live action, it probably would have been great Thor for the first time. Because this Thor felt like Thor. More than like he wasn't quippy, jokey kind of, you know, he wasn't like, because I think one of the problems in the MCU that started to bleed into all the characters by the time we got to Endgame, but then really went overboard post Endgame, is everybody's trying to be Tony Stark. Everybody wants to throw a quip at everything. And the
Sure.
world isn't like that. Tony Stark is Tony Stark. Let other characters be serious around him. That's what makes him fun.
He was the Thoriest Thor.
He was the Thoriest Thor. I mean, and I like the fact that he was a complete badass. Although there was a major lore problem I already mentioned to you, but I'll tell you guys that really ticked me off because most of the time these guys try to be as lore accurate as they can.
Sure.
And there's a scene where Thor throws Stormbreaker into zombie Thanos' chest. And then, as a really cool move, Spider-Man uses his webs to pull the axe out and then throw it back at Thanos, which I thought was a really cool move on Spider-Man's part. And as he does that, Thanos holds up the Infinity Gauntlet and disintegrates Stormbreaker. Now,
Yeah.
you might say, well, of course the Infinity Gauntlet can do that. Except that in the movie Infinity War, we see Thanos with all all 6 gems. Thor is in the sky above him, throwing Stormbreaker at him. He uses the full force of the gauntlet, all 6 stones. You can rewatch it. He had everything. And he was shooting it at and you actually see like the beam coming off of the Infinity Gauntlet hitting Stormbreaker as Stormbreaker's, fighting its way to get to Thanos, and of course it hits him. So how is it that Stormbreaker could take on the Infinity Gauntlet in Infinity War, but not here?
Well, I mean, the most logical choice is this is an alternate universe. It's multiverse. It's not
Yeah.
slightly different power level here.
Yeah, but that's stupid.
Why? What it is? What do you want to say? So, okay, would you rather we sit here and say it's a continuity error? It's a mistake.
Yeah.
There, you caught them. Ha
And yeah, Phoenix.
Now what?
Yeah, Stormbreaker. The whole point of Stormbreaker was that Thor was looking for a weapon to counter the gauntlet. And
Actually, he was looking for a very powerful weapon. The guy said he's got the most powerful thing he's ever next to what he made for them,
right,
which was Stormbreaker, and it can also open the Bifrost.
right. But I'm saying that the reason they went to get Stormbreaker was specifically to take down Thanos. And the 75-foot tall dwarf was explaining to them that this is the most powerful weapon they've ever forged. So
It's true. Yeah.
I didn't like that, but other than that, I like the Thanos stuff. I really dug what they did with T'Challa. The fact that
Me too.
they brought T'Challa back without
It was awesome.
dehuman or diminishing him by trying to have somebody else do his voice. Because when T'Challa showed up in What If, Chadwick Boseman voiced him.
And by having them do telling the story, you got that. You got someone to be able to do that.
Yeah, so Spider-Man says, I could
yeah.
hear him say Wakanda forever, and you see T'Challa moving his mouth as Spider-Man is telling you the story, and I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah, he did a good job.
T'Challa's heroic death, I thought way better than by the way, he died in between movies. I thought that was really, really good.
Yeah, over something stupid. No less.
Because honestly, why couldn't the Black Panther 2 start with something much like that, where they say, 3 years ago, there was a threat to Wakanda, and our king, knew that he had to sacrifice himself. So he said, "Wakanda forever," in charge. They could have basically recreated that scene.
Victor Giovanni points out near Herschela Ali was good. Yes, he
Except that it
was.
wasn't him.
No, that's why he said near Herschela.
Oh, near her side.
Yeah, it was a guy. It was a voice actor named Todd Williams who
Yeah.
played Blade Knight, and Blade Knight was amazing, by the way. And he did a wonderful
I thought
job.
it was Nightblade. Is it Blade Knight or Nightblade?
Blade Knight is what's listed under the credits stuff here.
Okay.
So,
But yeah, I love the amalgamation of Blade and Moon Knight.
me too. Very cool. Very, very cool.
But I don't know if that's from the comics or if they made that up, but I really liked it. But that's one of those things. It's like there was no explanation for. Like, at least if you watched What If,
the cartoon was amazing. By the way,
Yeah.
the Wakanda Forever cartoon was amazing.
I have not seen it.
I was not. I was like pissed about it. I was like, "Why don't you give me something about Chadwick Boseman?" It was really good. They did a really good job with it. I actually did a review that I have a bunch of like backup stuff that I had filmed back when I was busy with some personal things, and I need to put them out eventually. But that was one of them. It's really good. And it ties in very well into events in the MCU that I was shocked that they did a good job with. So yeah, definitely worth watching.
But yeah, I liked all that. The only thing that really pissed me off was that when episode 4 finally gets to the climactic battle at the end, it's just, oh, by the way, they lost. The end. And it's like, wait, what happened? And hopefully there'll be a season 2 to explain it. But what I was just saying,
I hope so, but we'll see. I mean, who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
I do like the little bit of continuity they had with What If, though, to show you what world this is. Because
but they didn't have any of the. I wish they would have given us a tiny bit of the Watcher, man. You tell me you didn't have any Jeffrey Wright lines that were thrown away?
Maybe they couldn't afford Jeffrey Wright.
That's what I'm saying. You have any lines of his that were thrown away from before you could have tossed in there? A quick little something?
I'm sure they could have, but they didn't, because why? But I loved seeing Ant-Man's head in a jar, Futurama style again.
Yeah, it was cool.
And the funny thing is, as soon as I saw it, I busted up laughing because I remembered it from What If.
Right.
The reason his head can fly in the jar is because he's got Doctor Strange's cloak.
Yeah, the cape.
Yeah, but what I don't understand is why we didn't see zombie Doctor Strange, and that would have been really cool.
It's kind of. I feel like it was right there too.
Yeah, I thought Infinity Hulk was okay, but honestly, the problem with Infinity Hulk is we only got to see him in the final battle. We never got to.
I didn't like Infinity Hulk at all.
Yeah, well, that's because you're a jerk.
No, Infinity Hulk was what a waste of potential.
Yeah.
Victor Giovanni says, I think I'm just totally MCU exhausted. I'm just waiting for Doomsday and Secret Wars to wrap all this up, and I'm an MCU super fan. I feel like I'm in the same boat with you right now. It's hard. It's ever since, honestly, I gave my last measure of affection to Ironheart, and then it let me down. And as a result of that, it really burned me out, and it soured my taste to a lot of this stuff. So, yeah.
Why am I not wearing my hat, guys? And because I forgot to. I'm
so out of it. Didn't even know there was a Marvel Zombies out. I'll have to watch this. How many episodes is it? It's 4. They're 4. Yeah. They're short. They're not very long.
It's an average length movie if you watch them all back to back. Yeah. And that's the way to watch this, to be honest. I think just binging the whole, and I think that's why they released it like this. It's a decent.
Okay, Danny, if I'm being fair, the first 2 episodes of Ironheart were actually very good and felt like the story was going somewhere that made sense. And then the last 2 is where it sort of poops the bed. And the final one just completely disappointed me.
Danny, you know me and Marvel. I love me some MCU. Here we are. How long ago did Ironheart come out? Like
last month or 2, maybe 2 months ago.
All right, so I still have not gotten around to watching the second half of the final episode because I just don't care.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Yeah,
it isn't Acolyte bad, but it's bad.
And Phoenix, I wanted to see the Fantastic Four in Marvel Zombies. I But unfortunately, and that's the thing I don't understand. Like they're relying on all these characters. Well, I do understand it. We talked about this a little bit.
Yeah.
But what the problem with Marvel Zombies is that it relies on all the characters that were in the in between stuff from Marvel.
Hey, Godson, I had dinner before the stream, so thank you for asking, though.
And I will have dinner after the stream
That's right. It was pierogi and pork sausage, so thank you.
because I put you guys as a priority ahead of my own food. That's how much I love you guys.
Here, he's full on movie theater popcorn. Shut up.
No, I'm not. I didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No,
I
of
don't
course
pay
not.
$12 for 6 ounces of popcorn. I'm sorry.
Oh God, this is why we need to have him on. You want to see me fight with somebody? I'm gonna fight with Danny like it's nobody's business. I can already tell. Well, I loved Acolyte. Thought it should have got a second season. You know what? I'm not even going to answer this question because this is an entire nerd fights all in its own.
That really is.
Right.
You really want to try to I will tell you, Dan, you better do your homework if you're going to try to defend Acolyte.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's bad.
Me and Mr. Know-It-All both hate that show. So,
whew, it's bad, and I can walk you through the numbers.
Yeah.
We are thank you. Victor Giovanni says we are no longer eating well in the MCU. No, sir. These are lean times. That's
I
for
disagree.
sure.
Here's the problem. I think that because what's happening is when we get these leftover projects from the dark time,
it does. It's so bad.
and that's what Ironheart was. The only reason they couldn't just shelve Ironheart is because Coogler was producing it.
Yeah.
And this was also a project that was worked on before Feige did the reset of everything. And the thing about animation is animation takes a very long time to produce. And so you have to kind of predict the future a little bit when you're doing it. And they thought everybody's going to love MCU girls, which they were wrong. So doesn't need to worry about internet before the stream because he's what they call in the oil industry plenty of reserves.
By the way, in response to what you just said while you're stewing on that, Victor replies, leftovers. That's what we're stuck with. We're stuck with the leftovers now.
Well, but the thing is, and what we got to remember is that what we've seen this year that is post Feige reset has been pretty good. We got Captain America, which I know some people were mixed on. We got Captain America, Daredevil, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four. And the thing that I think is interesting is they kept getting consecutively better.
Here's my problem. Yeah, I agree with you to a point, but here's my problem with Captain America. They made him a bystander in his own movie.
Yes.
He was not the star focused character, and that's what I think you need. He needs to be made so when all of a sudden the Thunderbolts are at the end of Thunderbolts, spoilers by the way if you haven't seen Thunderbolts, at the very end of Thunderbolts they're like, yeah, Sam's starting up the Avengers and blah blah blah. I'm sitting here going, what character is that? Sam? The Sam I know. He's not. No. What are you talking about? The Sam I know would never do that. He'd help you find the Avengers if you're looking for them.
Although I would love to see the new Avengers include Red Hulk.
Oh, can you even imagine? Shut up, bro. That would be crazy.
Yeah. And then have, Red Hulk and Green Hulk clash a little bit.
Why would you do it, Phoenix? Yeah, we're never getting an A-Force movie after all these failures.
A-Force?
A-Force that's the all-female Avengers comic that came out.
Oh, gosh. No, thank you. But that's a good thing. I mean, but like I said, if you look at the stuff...
But it just feels like a totally non-essential. The Zeitgeist has left the building.
Well, if you're talking about Marvel Zombies, you're right. But Marvel Zombies was well into production before the reset. And it shows because they were really banking on people loving the characters that were introduced in between Endgame and now.
Robert Rose said a while back, but I've been holding on to it. If the new Superman universe continues, will they eventually work up to this battle with Doomsday? Will there be a Batman also? So
there will be a Batman.
There definitely can be a Batman. My understanding is they haven't implied anything about Doomsday or not. But my understanding is that I believe firmly he's going in a different direction that feels closer to either New 52 or something along those lines. Like he's moving in a different direction than
Superman looks like New 52 Superman.
Yeah, but also if you notice some of the beats that they're borrowing from, I don't. I would be interested in seeing sort of where he tried, because eventually he needs to build an event. DC invented the event, even though Marvel's done it better in movies so far.
Yeah, but
DC
in
invented.
comics, yeah, DC.
Yeah,
Crisis
Infinite
on
Crisis
Infinite
was
Earth was
huge.
insane.
Now the thing is, I don't know if you try that unless you're willing to really swing for the fences. Like James Gunn would have to be able to essentially do or help find people who do what the Russos have done in terms of organizing all the various multiple arms and parts to
Right.
eventually make a really brilliant whole. Because pretty much the Russos were the guys since Civil War, Captain America Civil War.
Well,
They were the
they did the two big Avengers movies, and they did Civil
right,
War, and now they're
right.
doing the two next big Avengers movies.
Right, but
Um,
they're also working with all the other people, integrating all
yeah,
the different parts and elements. So I feel like you got to really work. You got to work if you want to make that thing fit. And I feel like you don't do that with Doomsday. I think that Zack Snyder tainted the water for that, and so did the CW show, the Superman and Lois show. They
yeah.
also, and to be frank, the Superman and Lois show did it better than
And
Snyder did.
they did Doomsday on Smallville as well.
Yeah, they did exactly. So everyone's sort of gone to that well. I feel like you don't. I feel like James Gunn doesn't go to that well. When people are going this way, James likes to go the opposite direction, and I
I
feel
wouldn't
like he's
mind.
going to find a way to put them
I
together.
wouldn't mind seeing Doomsday, but not for a while. And
Yeah,
what I would like to see is that's how you retire the Superman.
interesting.
Is you have you do, instead of because everybody keeps, this is one of the problems that I have with modern creatives, is everybody wants to reinvent the wheel. How about you just look at the death of Superman storyline and recreate it on film? uh, be,
Wonderful, wonderful.
because honestly, and the thing is, it would be broken
I
into.
could see, I could see him doing the New 52 style, the Dark Side Big Bad, and then eventually that's what, like doing the Jeff Johns Jim Lee run of when he brought from New 52 when he brought the Justice League together face to face Doomsday. I could see him doing that. I could see him. I could see James
See,
Gunn there.
I could see them doing that, but I would love to see them do the original Doomsday story, because in the original
Not
Doomsday,
Doomsday. I'm saying Dark Side. I meant Dark Side. Forgive me.
right? But the original Doomsday story, there was no explanation as to where Doomsday came from. He was just locked in a box buried underground, and
Right.
and then he
I mean,
suddenly.
eventually they've retconned stuff in, but I feel like the mystery you don't know is way better.
Right. And so when he busts out and he completely shatters the Justice League. I mean, I mean, he breaks Blue
Yeah.
Beetle's arm. He
Oh
Guy
yeah.
Gardner's Green Lantern is helpless against him.
Yeah.
He beats the crap out of Hawkman and Hawkgirl. He just decimates the
Wow.
Justice League. And then it finally comes down to Superman is the only being that could possibly stop him. And then you find out that Doomsday was actually kind of on a beeline for Superman anyway. And so,
Interesting.
because the original concept of Doomsday is that he was a Kryptonian genetic weapon.
Well, that's where they eventually go. They retconned in the
I know they retconned
original.
that to be something
Yeah, the
with Clockwork.
original. He was nothing. The original. He wasn't supposed to be that. They made that later
Well, they
because
did in the
they had
original
to give him.
well, they did in the original make it so that Doomsday was drawn to Superman for some reason. So I
Yeah, I
think
think
that the
so.
idea that he was Kryptonian does go back to the original concept.
Okay, fair.
Um,
Okay, I'll go with
because
that. I'll go. I'm willing to concede that. That's fair.
Right. But he's also, and this I do think this is interesting. He's ancient Kryptonian, like, because he's been buried under the earth for thousands of years. And so the modern Kryptonians didn't even know about it. And so
That's right.
they were
From the early
basically
days
trying to
of that Matrix.
dispose of an unkillable monster.
Right.
Um, and so they locked him in solitary confinement and buried him on a remote planet. And at the
As one
time,
does.
yeah, at the time, humans hadn't even evolved yet. And so I think that's an interesting way to go. And
Sure.
you know what? The interesting thing about that is, now that we know, assuming that they're not going to try to retcon what they did in the Superman movie this summer,
Right.
if they're going to
Was that
say that Superman was in fact sent to Earth as a conqueror Doomsday could have been set as a weapon for him to use.
I like this.
Yeah.
I think Justice League Unlimited is going to be a better analog for what Gunn will be doing. And earlier I pointed out while you were saying before, Victor said Brainiac, Darkseid, Bizarro. That's 7 years worth of movies at least, and I agree with that. I think you're right. I think there's so many other more interesting things that you can do that don't need to suddenly go pinnacle the end, Darkseid or Doomsday. I feel like you can absolutely do a bunch of adventures, a bunch of stuff, build the actual DC universe, and then take the whole thing into something into an interesting place.
Now, I would also like to see an older Batman, by the way.
What?
Here's because what I would do. So keep in mind, this is a universe that they basically drop you in the middle of. It's already been going, right?
Right.
So there's nothing to say that Batman hadn't been fighting crime for 20 years and then disappeared. Because what I would love to see them do is, in a couple of movies, really do The Dark Knight Returns. Because this would be Batman coming out of retirement, just like
you're too close to what we just left. You're not going to. There's
I
never. We need to see a Batman. We need to see a Batman.
Right, but the thing is that again, you leave it at the way that it was originally written, not this crap with Lex Luthor. And so, in the original Batman Returns, or The Dark Knight Returns, the reason that Batman and Superman had a confrontation was because the president of the United States was telling Superman that Batman's out of control, and you need to bring him in.
I remember.
That's much better. Yeah, but I'm just saying.
The thing is, we just left that analogy. Unfortunately, Zack Snyder tainted that pool. You're not going to get any of those story beats until much later down the road when it's time to reinvent stuff again. I think right now James Gunn is trying to build and establish what this world is. He's going to go for a bright Batman, which sounds silly, but you know what I'm saying. He's going to go for a different temperature of Batman.
Right. And Victor's right about if Nightwing and Damian are in this, then Batman's got to be in his 40s. So
possibly,
yeah.
Or he could just be a very, very, very prolific 30-year-old.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, or he's in his 40s.
And we could always get. We're supposed to see a Robin as well, so we'll see. Who knows?
Right. I'm not opposed to there being a Robin. I just, I think that here's the problem though. Are they going to try to make Batman dark?
I mean, I think only about as dark as the character ever naturally is before you go like to dark places with him. Like I feel like in general, Batman is a guy who stalks the night and beats up.
Right.
Beats up criminals and stuff like that. I mean, it's as dark as it's going to be. You don't see him, unless it's Justice League, you don't see him out during the day much. So, I don't
know. But anyway, so yeah, that's how we're talking about Alien?
No, we were just talking about Marvel Zombies. And
we were talking about Marvel Zombies.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you see as the future for the MCU then?
For the MCU?
Yes.
Woof. Okay. I believe firmly they need to allow this big event to be a reboot. To be a actual like stop, and I don't mean reboot like next year we're gonna get the new thing. Like let events end, come to a climax, resolve your universe, whether it's the establishment of something new or whatever else, and then you give this style of Marvel movie a break and introduce the X-Men. Take us into a mutant place.
Oh, you're talking about the
MCU. Maybe other characters will come in from the greater MCU, but it's not about those characters anymore. Let us enjoy that same build-up for what the mutant universe is like. Yes, we'll get cameos from people as the Avengers have to react to something or whatever else, but for the most part, let the new thing be a new set of parameters. Stuff.
I do agree with that. I think that we should kind of because for those
people retire, but you know what I'm saying, like establish here's Tony Stark and it's some young guy, whatever else in the new universe. Like establish who all the faces are going to be, and then we don't see them again for a while. Let's build up. Let us rebuild this stuff.
Well, and the thing is so, but you let the new guard be there, like so you keep the new Fantastic Four. You start bringing in the X Men.
I don't know about mustachioed Reed Richards still bothers me, but I'm sorry.
You didn't
I'm
like
sorry.
Pedro Pascal?
Hold on. L. Reed Richards does not do it for me. I'm sorry.
Well, Benicio del Toro didn't play him. That was,
Los Familia Fantastico is at work for me. I apologize.
I actually, you know what? First of all, I think Pedro Pascal was good. And I love that movie. So I would love to see this Fantastic Four continue. This is the most comic book accurate Fantastic Four we've ever seen. And
Very true. No, true.
Yeah.
True. No argument for me. True.
so, and granted, I understand that I had issues when Pedro was cast. I think Geoff would actually fit the part perfectly now. Unfortunately, though, he's
Johan Grufford?
yeah. I think he would be absolutely perfect.
That was Mr.
now.
Fantastic from the 90s movies, by the way, for those of you playing at home.
Yeah, he looks like Mr. Fantastic now because he's the right age. But Jessica Alba, throw her out the window. You need a better.
Dude, the second movie when she's this like tan, somewhat Spanish woman with bleach blonde, like golden blonde hair.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this? I was happier with the attempt they were making in the previous movie. They didn't have to go full tan and uber blonde hair. I was like, I feel like I had a cousin who got offended. That's okay. One of my Puerto Rican cousins got offended.
Well, and I think the worst part of that was remember when she temporarily got Human Torch's powers and was floating outside naked, and he's like, "Sue, you're on fire." And she's like, "You think?" And I was like, "Wow, really?"
Victor, same. So I actually went to go see it a second time and I got a call, and my call was one that I had to take, and I never get back to the movie. And when I was like, "Oh, the movie's over. Okay, whatever," I left. So, what up, Danny? What's going on, buddy?
What is up?
How are you, sir?
What is up, indeed? How do I sound? Can you guys hear me? Do I
Look good. You sound good. Yeah, you sound good.
Right on. Yeah, I just got home from that debacle at the tire place, but everything's good.
Nice.
Been listening or watching and or listening the whole time. So
You've been watching Andor the whole
I
time?
was going to say, don't say that. Salty's going to lose it. Don't say that.
No, I said and / or listening.
Yeah, don't get me started on Andor, man.
Whatever, man. It's just whatever.
So did you have something you wanted to add to the conversation, Danny?
Oh, I didn't expect you to send me the link. That was cool. No, I've been pretty much saying it all in the chat. And I don't want to make you guys go a lot longer by opening the can of worms that is Acolyte.
Not yet, not tonight.
You don't want to get your
And but I will watch.
definitely.
I will watch Marvel Zombies if it's just the length of a movie.
It is. It's 4 of them. They're not that long. They're not that long. Look, it's as a Marvel thing. It's functional. It's fine. It's entertaining. It's what it is. My biggest problem with it is that they hung their hat on characters that they haven't. I don't believe they've made me care about enough. I really don't like
you're just a careless guy. I mean, you don't care.
Yeah, it's me.
I have a perfect example of this. You want to roll the opening credits back for me, and explain this to me to my face?
I don't know what you're talking about. What's going on? What's going on with the credits?
Really? I just think
what's wrong with the credits, sir?
Yeah, you didn't care to give credit to the co-creator, or really,
I didn't know there was.
But I'm willing to share co-creator billing.
Well,
I'm SaltyTrekker here for the Nerdfights.
I actually, in my defense, I have to look down when I'm talking to Danny. You guys. So in my defense. I would say that I did in fact tell Mr. Know-It-All that the Nerdfights concept was your
exactly.
idea.
He just didn't.
I want to be
Much
more sure it's abundantly clear that is a falsehood. Salty just told us falsehood.
No, I 100% told.
I did not know until we had this discussion last week. And I knew this was
it was like 2 weeks ago.
We were supposed to do this then, and life happened and different things.
Yeah, I've just been letting it sit. It's been almost a year.
I will
so the
make
lawsuit's
sure
worth more. You know what
by
I mean?
next week, I will make sure there is a new credits on the show.
Yeah, you might be. Well, so you got lawyers involved now?
Oh, I mean, it's my intellectual property, man.
Yeah,
You can't.
so-
Yeah,
You
that
have to
shit
have
can't-
intellect for it to.
Shots fired.
Me from over a year ago didn't have very much of it, so fair enough.
No, brother, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
You look great, by the way. I love your hair. It's very Pike-esque.
Yeah, it looks like
those
you're like
Pike-
Pike Light right now.
I love it. I love it.
No, I'm
I
Pike
love it.
heavy. I've gained like 40 pounds since you guys have seen me last. So
You
it's
don't
pretty
look
sad.
it.
That's
Well,
no,
that's
that's
'cause I'm
healthy.
sitting
That's healthy
down.
weight. It's healthy
Yeah.
weight. You look good,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
But no, I
Right
mean
on.
you need to
Thank
be
you.
a little more gray. Like if your hair was the color of
Oh,
mine.
it's trust me, it's getting there, dude.
Oh,
like
shut
when I got my hair cut, like this is you can't see that. That's white. Like this shit here. This is it's.
that's
it's
just a little
coming
bit of
out.
Reed Richards style in there.
Yeah, no, it's well, and my beard is more white.
Stan, Stan.
Oh yeah,
Stan,
you still with your
you're in the basement apartment.
No, MJ and I, we rent. We've got the bedroom, my office. This is like my office. The only reason I have it blurred, which it wasn't in the beginning, which is embarrassing, it's because I haven't finished setting up my space yet. I've been super busy with the new job, but the girl and I are going to start doing reaction videos to shit. Like,
If I were to show you, if I were to actually pan around, there's a stack of 3 laundry baskets because the laundry room is right outside my door, right here. Okay.
What happened to
I
your
only
old
point
setup?
the camera- it's here. If I swing the camera around, there's a podcast setup here now, and then my normal studio setup is right over there, and then I have a living room setup I haven't used yet with a sofa, but that I'm looking to do something with. So like I have a lot of spaces, but I wanted to make this more podcast friendly over here. Anyway, so that's why I moved some lights and
okay.
stuff. But anyway,
very well, very well. More
well, because it's
podcast.
easier to have the mic because if I don't have the mic for these, it's more difficult to make sure the sound is right.
What do you
Sorry
use,
for all the
like
shop
a clip-
talk, everybody.
Yeah, right. No, sorry. I just I'm interested in. I'm a nerd, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. I use my comicas. Or
Oh, okay.
comicas, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
So Johnson thinks you should box Butterbean for $1 million.
I don't know what that means.
You don't know who Butterbean is? He's like this really big fat boxer.
Oh, Mr. Know-It-All. Okay.
He tried to challenge me up with Fat Albert. I'm like, you don't understand. Fat Albert's awesome.
And
And
Fat
brother,
Albert is
brother
good
would
for
beat
you.
my ass. So I'm just saying, let's just be real for a
Yeah,
second.
people
here.
would forget Fat Albert, can carry around.
I don't want to get in trouble. Am I allowed to vape nicotine on this show or no?
Of course.
Well, sometimes I would get in trouble, so I'm just asking.
Why? What I eat on the show now. No complaints. That's why we had somebody ask what time's dinner.
Well, I think
'Cause
it's a
I've been eating
YouTube
before,
thing,
my wife's
right?
been-
Yeah, that's why YouTube has officially banned us from everything. So you might as well.
Oh, we're banned from everything?
We're not banned from anything. Ignore
We,
him.
we
He's-
will be.
He's just being salty.
Is that
Ignore
why you
him.
can't get super chats on this channel and I had to give it
No,
to,
we just
this
haven't
guy?
That's
gotten.
right.
Just haven't got this channel big enough yet.
We're trying to get it monetized, and then we can do the thing.
Yeah,
Once we
we
do
want to
this-
get it monetized, but Mr. Know-It-All keeps doing things to get us banned. So
I do not.
He's the most entertaining part of the show.
Hey,
You're
by the way,
grumpy old guy.
Mrs. Noel right off here. She goes, "Danny's back." I said, "That's right." She haven't walked in. He's right.
yeah.
Well, she
So,
remembers me because it's
yeah.
been like a year.
Yes, dude. Yes. No, of course. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You kidding me? Absolutely.
Here's the thing, Robert. You're right. Butterbean would slaughter Mr. Know-It-All, but the $1 million is the big factor.
What?
It's a nice salve.
Why am I getting? Why does everyone want to see me fight people? What is this? Why are we all? There's too much violence. Can we bring the temperature down?
I think it's
please?
because you got this George Foreman feel with the hat and the.
Is that what it is? I got that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, and
I
he
look
does.
about do some boxing.
He does have a George Foreman grill on the right.
I very
button.
much literally right here next to me.
That's hilarious.
Just flip my own little grilled cheeses right here, so I don't have to go very far.
I like. Did you see when George Foreman was on Futurama and he was like, and then the grease drains right into my head, and it's like pours into his bottle.
That's awesome.
The heads are
So
floating
I
in.
just want to point out this was completely accidental. I just happened to wear wrestling shorts
Oh,
in my
this
daily
guy.
life. It wasn't on
I
purpose.
love it so much.
So you're gonna tell
love
us
it
about
so much.
wrestling now?
No, I just
Hey,
didn't
real
want
quick,
you to
no,
start.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. Hey guys, listen. Dork Knight, as you know, who's one of ours, and we love him very much. He's got this really cool wrestling thing going on. You guys need to definitely subscribe to him on some different things. He likes to talk about it when he can. That's how I actually saw that you were